Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I did mention it in the first volume towards the end, but this manga is mature content, so you have been warned. Yeah, if the first volume was mature content, this is definitely mature content. I was pretty shocked. Well, I guess I wasn't shocked because that kind of what happens with these kind of mangas. But anyways, the second volume was pretty intense, and I will explain it in just a bit. But before I do that, a few things. If you have not done so by now, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Go follow me also on social media through Anime Review 711. Also, guys, you guys can buy some cheap anime and manga in the link below. So make sure you go check them out. It's one of the stores that I use online almost all the time that I buy online. So make sure you check them out. Also, guys, if you want to further support my channel, the best way right now is just to like, share, and comment in this video. That helps. That really does help. So make sure you do all those three, and that would help me greatly. Lastly, guys, there is a spoiler alert because I will talk about it in some detail. So the first volume, we get this plot of this girl. We get two different plots. One is of a girl who is going to blow up her classroom and is basically toying with her classmates and teacher, killing them one by one or letting them go. And she's doing all this because she was being bullied and et cetera, et cetera. You know, she's doing that because of that reason. The second part of the story is 7 survivors from a bombing in the same school 3 years prior to this event, and they're there now currently. And the 7 characters are one of them essentially is saying that one was an accomplice to the bombing, and they need to figure out who it is so they can confess, right? Because the person couldn't have gotten the bombs by himself, and he gives all his reasoning. So the series continues after the bomb exploded in the hallway, and the one of the 7 persons dies. So let's focus on the adults first. So these are now they're 6. They're freaking out because there's a dead body in the floor, obviously, right? What ends up happening is one guy freaks out and runs outside the room, and the guy that had brought everyone together essentially tells them that they need to be careful, because if there was a bomb that went off, then there might be others that might go off. So he goes after him with another guy, and they eventually find him in the floor already without his legs because a bomb went off and he lost his legs. So they pull him back into the room. When they get back to the room, 2 of the girls ran off because they were freaking out and they were scared too. So then he tells the people that are in the room, okay, stay put. Here is the bomb. If someone makes a weird movement from this room, any of you guys have the clicker and explode the bomb, let it go. So he goes and chases off these 2 girls. At this point, I think he knows that one of these 2 are either or is the killer. She finds one, she's bleeding from her head, and she says that the other one did this to her and that she might be the killer. And so he goes back and finds the other one. The other one stabbed half to death. And then after that, there's another bomb that releases, and we never know what happened to him. We don't know if he died or not. That kind of left in the cliffhanger. The girl that is half bleeding ends up being the accomplice, and she goes and into the room, and I guess is gonna kill the other people. I'm not really sure. I think she does stab one of them already in the room. So she is definitely the accomplice and helped the bombing from 3 years prior to this event. Now we get a little bit of more flashbacks on their account, and it really doesn't do more than just build up the characters, so I won't focus on that. The other part of the story is the girl who's toying with them, right? So eventually she lets one of the 2 girls out. The protagonist is left in the room, and there is 6 girls and 5 guys left. Now we do get flashbacks from the girl who got bullied, how she got bullied. We see her at first as a normal kid having a normal life, and then rumors started happening about this one particular blonde chick in the school who she's popular, but people were saying that she got, her face done and stuff like that. So she said she had the chance to rebuke those and say, no, that's not true, but it got out of hand, and so this girl's being bullied. So usually what bullies do, and the story kind of does that, is they bully other people, or people that were being bullied will bully other people. Sometimes, not always, but most of the time they do. So she ends up bullying this girl because of her period. She smells like period, etc. So after that, she becomes the class toy, and everyone just bullies her. And we see extremes, guys, extremes of bullying. This is probably one of the things that made me so mad of this volume, is how much she got bullied. Now, I have read other stories where girls get bullied and it's pretty bad, but this one was pretty bad. I say it was very visual, and that's what I say, mature content, red light, because it is. At one point they're bullying her in the class where they're just shoving her and she's bleeding and no one cares about it, because they just don't. There's other times where a guy grabs a knife and he starts playing that game where he moves the knife around her hand, and her hand ends up all cut up. Another time they steal her underwear and they're making her feel uncomfortable for the class. And then the last time is so graphic, guys. Two guys literally force her to give them oral sex, in the accounts of if she's able to make them finish in 10 minutes, then they will stop bullying her. And it's just graphic, and all this people in the background are seeing and just ignoring. So you kind of understand where all this anger from this suicidal girl is coming from. And man, it makes you angry too. Like, obviously you don't want for her to go like, yeah, bomb the school, but you do understand there is a level of hate to this people because there were jerks. So a lot of these people that we saw in her flashbacks are still in the room, and she makes them play a game, and essentially it's the same game that we saw. She tells 5 girls to give oral sex to 5 guys, one being the teacher, and tells them, if I'll give you 10 minutes, if you're able to make them finish, you guys can leave freely. If the guys finish, then if the guys don't finish, then the guys can leave freely. And that's her sick game. And one starts playing the game because she's like, well, I want to freaking get out. So she starts playing the game, and then another guy at the same time tries to stab the suicidal girl, and she reacts and stabs him first. And this is the guy that cut up her hand. So she goes berserk and stabs them to death completely, guys. There's blood everywhere. I mean, it's a very gory scene. And then after that, she looks at the blonde girl who started it all and tells the guys, if you can finish by raping her, then I'll let you go. And a guy starts going and raping her, and it's just. It gets so out of hand, guys. It's so out of hand. It's so graphic. It makes you so uncomfortable to just even be reading it. But at the same time, you're just wondering, how is this going to end? The cops are figuring out how to get in. And at the end of the volume, the cops do get into the school. They shoot down a person who had the vest after they threw a flashbang. And it ends up being one of the students. So it's not actually the girl that's suicidal. They realized the suicidal girl took the protagonist with the bomb on her, on like the chest, and ran out of the room before they got even there. So, what the heck is happening next? I don't know. This girl is pretty suicidal, but she also seems to want to live. And I say that because in the incident that happened 3 years ago, the guy just blew up. I mean, he didn't have fun with it. He just blew up, and everyone... it was a bad story. So this one, she is dragging it, and I think is wanting to survive, but at the same time wanting to keep some of these people alive so they can suffer the consequences of seeing all this and enduring all this. So I would say this volume is something else. Out of 10, where I put this manga, I would give this one right now a 7. I think my anime list has it at a 6.8. I don't think it's bad, guys. It's graphic. It's very graphic, both in the gory side and in the what the heck side. So, is it not for everyone? I would say that yes, it's not for everyone. If you're not into this kind of stuff, into gore, into suspense, this is probably not for you. But if you are into it, give it a chance. I don't like how predictable some stuff is. Like, for example, the girl that had blood on her head, I knew she was the accomplice from the beginning of this volume. They gave enough clues that pointed to her that I thought from the beginning it's her. That whole side of the story, not playing so well. The other side of the story, I think it's playing well enough, and it's kind of crazy enough that makes me think, man, this is a good series. So I'm kind of in the middle, but for now, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think it deserves it, at least for now. After this, guys, I will be reviewing this manga, chapter by chapter, so make sure you catch up to those chapters. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have not done so for now, by now, sorry, it's too early in the morning. You guys can subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button if you guys don't mind, and you'll be notified when I go live and upload videos. Also, guys, if you want to further help this channel, just like, comment, and share. That always helps. Thank you again for your love and support. And with nothing else to say, don't be strangers. See you guys next time.